Just a quick run through of a zipline rig for GoPro cameras, kind of a DIY build for yourself. Just run through the equipment here. Obviously you need something to measure. A drill. Some string or wire, use nylon or rayon, it tends to work a little bit better without stretching. And you have your horseshoe or U-bolts. You can pick those up from a hardware store, pretty cheap, about $1 a piece. And your rope pulleys. These are some pretty small ones. Obviously you can do bigger. Actually, in hindsight, if I built bigger, I would get some bigger ones. And then obviously a mount. I chose to use the mount that comes with the actual GoPro packaging. I've used it several times on the box, but found a good excuse to use it somewhere else. And an X-Acto knife helps me do some cutting. And a marker, so you can do your marking. Remember, you gotta measure twice, cut once. In this case, drill once. There's just a quick look at all the things that you're gonna need, and then we can jump right into it. So first things first, obviously just kind of disassemble everything, make sure that you got all your packaging off. We're going to be using these U-bolts to attach to the actual platform, and then the pulleys will attach to the U-bolts. Just make sure that that everything is free moving. Like I said, in hindsight, I might have gotten some bigger pulleys. Bigger pulleys aren't a bad thing. It actually makes for more stable movement. And as you can see, these are fixed position ones. Later on, you'll see that that was an oversight. And again, if I build another one, I'll probably get some pivoting ones. So first, we just need to remove that platform from the GoPro package. It is connected in all four corners. A little piece of sticky something. Feel free to obviously take those off if you want. Just kind of run the knife around it. It's not really that big of a deal though. I ended up leaving them on. But that's your platform. That's where we're going to be mounting everything to. So just kind of a basic setup. This is what you're going to be looking at. Those the pulleys go right onto the U-bolts. If it's a pivoting one, you can do it this way. As you'll see in a little bit, I actually had to remove these and put in an extra O-ring just to kind of make sure that they were facing the right direction. Now here's the crucial bit, and I can't stress this enough. Make sure you measure and then measure again. You want to make sure that you put it in the right place. Once you drill these holes, you basically have to turn the platform completely if you have to re-drill the hole. So just make sure that you're getting them in the right spot. Takes a few extra seconds to measure a few extra times, but it saves yourself a lot of hassle in the long run. So go ahead and use your marker and mark the holes that we're going to be drilling out. And measure again, just before you actually do any drilling. And in my case, I just grabbed the bog roll, used it as a little platform to actually do the drilling in. That way I didn't drill into my table. But obviously if you're doing this on a workbench or somewhere outside, then it's a little bit easier. Also, obviously get a drill that is the right size for the bolts. I didn't have my normal power drill today, I just had the one size drill bit that attached to this particular drill. So I kind of had to do some manual widening of the hole, but just measure and make sure that you grab one that fits properly. Alright, and as you can see, we're putting on the U-bolts. It seems upside down, but we do want the GoPro camera hanging. So once we actually have it all assembled, it's going to hang from the bottom like that. And this is what I mean. I had to grab these extra pieces just to make sure that the pulleys were running in the correct direction. If you are at the hardware store and you have the option of buying swivel pin attachments, then just make sure you get one of those, because then they can face either direction. And if you do change the rigging a little bit later on in the future, then it's going to be more versatile for you. So go ahead and slip that onto the U-bolt. And put the U-bolt back into the package. you want to end up pulling the U-bolts out almost all the way, or they will get into the way of the camera. If you do find a really sweet position and the bolts are a little bit too long, remember that once you get those bolts on, or the nuts on, then you can simply just snip the bolts. So there we go, that's the basics right there. It's going to have the rope running through it, as I'll show you in a second. And those pieces, actually, I did use for attaching to the ends of the strings to help mount wherever I'm going to mount them, so they did come in handy, either way. Just run some string through the pulley, and I'll show you what I mean. Once you have the camera actually hanging from it, then you have a pulley rig. It can zip down either direction, as long as you've mounted both sides of the string or rope. And the more you use the pulleys, obviously they will work themselves in. A little bit of work doesn't hurt. And finally, you basically just take your clip-in mount and go ahead and clip it into the to that piece. So if you guys have any questions, just shoot me a message. It was very cheap. Cost me about $6 to do. Obviously, you need a drill as well, but then you're good to go. Thanks for watching.